Dan Robbins is here with me. I'm Paul Gray, and we've got an exciting night of football. The North Hardin Trojans at 13-0, region and district champions, will be welcoming in the 11-2 Trinity Shamrocks. And Dan Robbins, what do you expect to see out of the Trinity Shamrocks?
Well, I mean, they're Trinity, and when you hear the name Trinity in this state, when it comes to football, you just expect a well-coached team, a very talented program, disciplined young men, and so I'm sure, for all the years, we're going to see that same type of caliber of team coming down from Louisville tonight.
So a little history lesson here, Dan, talking about the great tradition of the Trinity Shamrocks. They and their hordes of about 100 players are walking to the field at this time. Bob Beatty, Coach Bob Beatty, again brings this 11-2 Trinity Shamrock team in. Coach Beatty has been at Trinity since 2000. In that time, 19 years, they have 13 state titles. His record there at Trinity is 231-42. Overall, the Trinity Shamrocks, going back to the 60s, they've won 25 state championships in the state of Kentucky. It's an impressive run for this Trinity Shamrock program. They are simply the bar by which any football team would be measured. And not only state titles, in the last 35 years, there obviously is no way to play it on the field, but 2 national titles based on rankings and how national writers see football and high school athletics. Trinity Shamrocks, 2 national titles over that time. It's a really, really good Trinity Shamrock football team coming into town tonight.
Absolutely, yeah. And when you look at them, just walking in, it is impressive. Just the pure number of players that they have. They come here to North Hardin High School, which is the second largest high school that we serve here in Hardin County, and we look out here and we think, oh well, North Hardin has a great bunch. They're 2 platooning this year. They have a fresh 11 on offense and a fresh 11 on defense. That is not common here at North Hardin High School, but to Trinity that's very common. To have a fresh 11 on offense, fresh 11 on defense, and typically probably fresh 11 on different special teams. All the way around. So. That in itself is just adds another element to the test for North Hardin tonight.
So I'm glad you brought that up, because my next question for you was, as our analyst tonight, Dan, what gives you any belief or any reason to believe that North Hardin has an opportunity tonight to walk away from this thing with a victory?
Well, all my years either playing, coaching, being here in this seat, North Hardin defense has been probably one of the most impressive things I've seen. Their front 7 is as good as any front 7 that I've seen at the high school level, and I think that will be something that Trinity probably hasn't seen a whole lot of this year. Now, I'm not going to take anything away from Trinity. Obviously, they play great competition all year long, even venturing outside the state. But I think that element alone gives North Hardin a chance tonight.
So defense wins championships, and if the other team, the Trinity Shamrocks, struggles to score the football, the Trojans will be in the ball game. And so the chance for the Trojans is that strong defense that they've relied on all year that still has not given up 100 points yet. I think they're at 97 points allowed at this point in the season after 13 games. That gives them an opportunity. And they are good. They are good up front. They're good on the back end. Ian Patrick at corner. Jordan Lovett. Also Jordan Moore in the secondary gives them a chance to stay in this football game. So if you're looking for a Trinity blowout tonight, I need y'all to hold on just a minute here and see how well this Trojan defense can play. We're going to be looking at a couple of really strong football players, obviously from Trinity. Nathan McElroy, number 15, is the quarterback. He's thrown for 27 touchdowns and over 2,000 yards this year. Armin Tucker, 1,000-yard rusher, number 23 for Trinity. Number 14, Brad West at 776 yards rushing this year. And several big receivers, Ryan Miller, 8. Kalen Rakulia, number 84, with over 500 yards receiving. So they'll have a strong offense, strong defense, and it'll be impressive. Now, one thing tonight that everyone needs to look for the Trojans, it will be number 16, Logan Coleman, at quarterback. not the sophomore sensation, Manny Wimberly. A little knee injury. How might that impact the Trojan offense, Dan?
Well, I think having a full week of practice allows Logan to prepare with the coaching staff to kind of get him ready to put him in sync with everybody. We saw Logan step in last week when Manny first went down, and that was kind of a thrust-in situation right before halftime. And Logan was able to come in and do a decent job there. But now he has a full week of practice under his belt and to prepare for. One thing that I would say is that extra element, for Trinity is they haven't seen him either.
Right.
And so, that obviously brings a different thing to the table.
He's got to take care of the football. Logan
Yes.
is 3-0 as a starter. He started the first 3 games of the season. He's an over 60% pass completion percentage, and we're about to get underway, folks. Caden Logson will roll the ball along as we've seen all year. Trinity will field the up back, and he will be dropped immediately. Big tackle there. Looks like number 10, Michael Lunds, making the tackle, getting down the field in a hurry, Dan.
Oh, wow. And that's the way to start it off. It took a nice Trojan bounce, but Shamrocks were able to pull that in, and Michael Lunds introduced himself nicely right there to start the game.
So we expect it'll be number 15, McElroy, at the quarterback position for the Shamrocks. Should be 23, Tucker, in the single back set. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers to the left, so tight end trips. It's going to be a give off the left side, and brought down after about a 2-yard gain. It's Darren Green on the tackle.
I love Darren Green. I tell you what, he's one of those extra players out here that haven't heard a whole lot about as far as in the recruiting stance right now. But I'm telling you right now, if college takes a chance on this young man, they're going to find a gem.
So 2nd down and 7. The ball is at about the 38-yard line of the Shamrocks. Number 8 for the Shamrocks, Ryan Miller out left. Motion across. They're going to throw it, rolling to the right. It's McElroy back to his left. He's going to beat Isaiah Beasley to the corner. It's Green trying to get there, and out of bounds with a first down is McElroy. So big carry and a big first down for the Shamrocks.
Yeah, he's got some nice feet on him. I mean, obviously that's not his first thing to do is to take off the run, but he is able to do so. He definitely has some decent yardage this year while running the ball.
Yeah, McElroy has just about 59 yards rushing. Obviously some of that is on sacks, so he has had some effective runs. Maybe West now in the backfield. Number 4 in motion across. It's Nick Wagner. The give. About a 4-yard gain for West on the carry there. Brad West, number 14 in. They'll rotate Armin Tucker and Brad West at that tailback position.
That's the one thing is you continue to see, Trinity, they're just efficient up front, making some nice blocks, and they're making some big punches in this front 7 of North Hardin. They're hitting the ball and getting 4 yards. I mean, that's impressive.
Trojans look like they've got a 3-deep look. 4-man front. Play action look, throw out to the left. Number 84 on the catch. It's Lunds trying to drag him down from behind. It'll be about a 12-yard gain. That's number 84, Kalen McCulia on the catch.
Yeah, this is, being the first series right here, you've got, everyone still, the emotions are high right now, playing off a lot of adrenaline. And Trinity's definitely taking advantage of North Hardin being a little bit excited. They have to just kind of calm down right now, make their reads, and get to the ball.
Well, this is probably the first time North Hardin has played someone who's truly on their level and will have an opportunity to move the football. McElroy under center. He's going to turn play action, bootleg to the right. He's got a receiver just outside. It's Rakulia again. About a 3-yard gain. Number 20 looks like Jordan Moore on the tackle.
Yeah, and that's a nice solid play right there. Coming up underneath that coverage, he makes the catch, but making a nice, good tackle. And that's the one thing we have to see out of the Trojans tonight, making good, solid tackles. Can't be the arm tackling things. Trinity Shamrocks are going to be a strong group. They hit the weight room very well in the offseason.
2 receivers left, 1 to the right. McElroy snap, looking down the middle field. Now to the right, he's going to dump it off. Nothing there. Breaks off 1 tackle, about a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, this is going to be the big test right here. The Trojans have the Shamrocks in a 3rd and long situation here. This is going to be the big test. Can they hold them to this and not give up the first down, not put Trinity in a situation where they feel like they need to go for it on 4th down?
So that was 23 Tucker out of the backfield on the reception there. 2 receivers right, tight end and receiver left. Play action again on 3rd and 7. Screen pass, 14 with it. West with a big gainer on the screen. Great blocking downfield, but there's a flag down, Dan.
Yeah, that's one of the things right there that the defensive line, this is an experienced defensive line. They should have saw that from the very beginning. The Shamrocks are blowing off the ball every single time on the run plays. They're coming out pretty quick, even so much in the pass plays, and they were so easy going. The defensive line has to recognize that's a screen play right there and settle in and be there for the tackle.
Well, they did a great job, the Shamrocks did, getting those linemen out, releasing, and then getting blocks. So you don't see a lot of linemen able to block in the open field against these the secondary and the linebackers for the Trojans, but they did. But number 64, Gavin Mallett, was holding. Actually, I think they called him for a block in the back. Was not able to get on the front side of whoever he was blocking there. So that penalty will bring up a 3rd down and 14. Shamrocks on the right hash from the 41-yard line of the Trojans. Trips now to the left. Empty backfield. McElroy in the shotgun. Taking a look, screen to the left. Number 8 with it. Hit immediately for a 2-yard loss. That's Devontae Jordan Lamafa. Big tackle by big number 9. And that's number 8. That's Ryan Miller, one of the leading receivers, the leading receiver for the Shamrocks. And he'll lose 2 on the play.
Yeah, and Ryan's a big kid. I'm not sure how big he is, but when they were coming out for the coin toss, you could see him standing next to some of his fellow teammates, even one of the linemen, and he's a big kid. So that was a huge play right there by Jordan Lamafa.
So Jordan Lamafa plays off of a blocker, makes the tackle. Great job out there. He's playing in that outside linebacker position. And the Shamrocks will bring on the punting team. Back deep, number 5, Quayshawn Davis. Trojans are kind of faking in and out. There's no reason to jump over the line of scrimmage on that. They may call offsides on the Trojans, so that'll be a 4th and 11 instead of 4th and 16. So it's just giving up yardage there by the Trojan special teams.
Yeah, you got to watch this. I was actually looking to the sideline to see if the offense was going to run back out. But no, they're not. They're going to stay in the punt formation here.
Well, again, inside the 40 at about the 38.5. You better keep your eyes open if you're the Trojans. Snap is back, kick is away, and that looks like it's going to go in the end zone. You know, it takes a stop, and it does crawl into the end zone. That was the punt was a good one. Number 21, Roman White, one of the corners for the Shamrocks, got down there but could not make a play to stop the ball.
Yeah, that ball I thought was just going to die right there on the goal line. And luckily for the Trojans, it does make its way into the end zone.
Well, the trajectory of it and the way that it was end over end, it really looked like it would bounce hard and go in, but it did hit soft and then finally bounce in. So with 7:34, it's 0-0, and the Trojans will take over again. It's Logan Coleman at the quarterback position. That has not been true for some time. Quayshawn Davis checks in.
Moore just came out by the referees calling, pulled him out of the game, and it's something with an equipment.
Josh Moore is out. Coleman's going to throw on 1st down. There's a blitz coming. He's got it down the left sideline.
He pulls it in.
Catch is made, and that's Marcus Harris for about a 35-yard gain. They're over the 50 into Trinity territory.
And that's the thing with this Trojan offense. They can hit you and hit you quick. And you know, they got such great team speed all the way around. What a great ball by Coleman, getting that out there on the big 1st down.
Perfect throw on the outside shoulder by Coleman. He had about a step, maybe 2, on the defensive back. They're playing what looks like a 4 across look here. 4-2-5 defensive look for the Shamrocks. Quick screen now out here to Cameron Smith. He's got a blocker in front, and that's a good gain of about 6 or 7 yards for Cameron Smith. And so Smith with a catch early in the game.
Yeah, it's good to see that Josh Moore is back in there. I saw him when he came off the sideline kind of reaching at his knees, maybe pulling down his pants. A lot of the receivers at times like to pull those pads up. They see it a lot of times with the guys in the NFL, and so he probably didn't have his knee pads covering his knees.
So they're going to give him 7. It's 2nd and 3 now on the Trinity Shamrock 38-yard line. Empty set. Lavelle Wright in the slot to the left side. He may be a blocker. He may release. Showing blitz is Trinity, but it looks like they're going to back out. Ball is dropped. Under pressure. Thrown. Oh, boy, that was dangerous throw. Thrown to the flat to Lavelle Wright, who was the outlet, and a just dangerous throw.
Yeah, it's a dangerous throw. I'm glad that he was able to get that ball out of there and not cost them any more. They're going jumbo here. Going jumbo. Here we go.
Jumbo. Here comes 00. The snap will be to Lavelle Wright. We've got Vesey Lilo. We've got Darren Green, Octavius Oxendine, all in the backfield.
They're going to have to call timeout. In
the jumbo Wildcat package. And the ball was not set properly, I guess. It's 3rd down and 3. And we know what a riverboat gambler Brent Thompson is. I think he's thinking, I can go twice at this thing here, and we'll see what his decision is as far as Lavelle Wright. Substitution issue for the Shamrocks, or maybe another equipment issue. Looked like number 9, Robertson, who had to come out. Looks like 69 is going to be checking in. Will Cave on the defensive front. Straight to Lavelle Wright. Breaks one tackle. He's around the outside. He's got room. Stiff arm and just run out of bounds inside the 20, down to about the 19-yard line.
I tell you what, I was looking downfield. Josh Moore had a phenomenal stock block going out there too, and that's why I said he was gone, because I really thought he was, but he did step out down there. What a nice play.
19-yard gain on the first carry for Lavelle Wright, and again, it was dangerous because there was somebody seeped through into the backfield, but he broke that tackle, and once he did, there was all kinds of room around the outside. Wanted to run it straight ahead, but didn't have the room. So we've got empty backfield again, trips to the short side of the field on the right. It's that 4-man across look. Screen pass to Lavelle Wright. He's going to break one, but there is a host of Shamrocks there to get him down, maybe a gain of 2 or 3.
Yeah, still a decent play. You know, it's what they're trying to do here. They're getting the ball outside. They feel like that they have something that they can beat the Shamrocks to the edge. Obviously not traditional what we have seen of North Hardin all season long, where they've been more run heavy. They've been going to the pass, and right now it's working.
So 6:23 in the first quarter, and they are inside Shamrock 20 to 16. It's a trips right pistol look with Lavelle Wright right behind Logan Coleman. Coleman, quick throw to Ramaj Adams. He's got him. Ramaj Adams. The ball's loose. He reached out with the ball, and the ball was knocked out. He had a first down. He's reaching. Boy, that's so dangerous. And the Trojans have the football. It's going to be 1st and goal, but you really need to keep that thing in tight and have good ball security. It's down to about the 6-yard line after a 10-yard gain.
Yeah, they're bringing in their jumbo package again here. They liked what they gave them on the first opportunity to see what they can get out of this one.
Straight ahead, just a couple yards.
You know, again, they bring that package in, and when you bring in, Darren Green and Octavius Oxendine and the run behind those big guys, that adds even more beef up front for you to run behind. But Trinity is not they're not skinny up front, that's for sure.
Well, you can see Trinity, and Trinity likes to do this even out on the field. The corners are up in a press look. It's a straight man coverage look, and they're bringing the house on this thing. And he's going to throw it. Wide open, Darren Green, touchdown, Trojans. We've been wondering when they were going to throw the ball out of that look, and there it is right there. Lavelle Wright to Darren Green for 5 yards and a touchdown, Trojans.
That is, I love the play call. It's holding call. There's a flag.
I was getting ready to write my stats down there, Dan, and
wow,
I'm going to have to hold the pen on that one, but a great call. And we wondered all year when 00 might carry it or when they might throw it out of that look, and And the Shamrocks weren't ready for that at all. They have not done that out of this look all year long, and so perfect time to pull that out. Great play call. And somebody obviously was locked on inappropriately.
Yeah, and, these officials are not going to let that go. Obviously, we've already seen them pull 2 players off on both sides for equipment. And so they're definitely playing with a keen eye on every little thing. And so just a costly penalty there for the Trojans.
So Coleman back in. Lavelle Wright is now stepping up to the wing on the left side. It looks like they're in a throwing situation here on 15. Good slant over the middle. Josh Moore is going to catch it about the 5. About back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe the 6 on that second down and goal from the 15. So a 10-yard pickup there by Josh Moore will give him a chance at 3rd and goal from the 5.
Yeah, and again, I'd bring that package back in. Yet here they go. They're going to bring them back in. I'd
really?
bring it in again, and they're going to go for it here. Maybe something else. Maybe finally the time when Oxidine gets to carry it. I've been hoping for it all season long.
Well,
I want to see him carry the ball into the end zone.
We didn't see them throwing it a second ago, so you never know what's coming here. It's going to be Lavelle over the right side. Good carry. It's close. No signal.
The players are calling for a touchdown, but the refs are not. Wow.
Oh,
I thought he was
goodness.
in. It looked like he had even broke free right there at the last second. They're putting him down at the 1-inch line.
Good carry again. Lavelle Wright picking up 5 from the 5, and they are nose on the goal line. Oxendine was leading him through. There was a nice hole. They're now taking Darren Green over to the left. They're going to go on the sneak, and I don't know if they're going to get that. That thing got blown up backwards, but it leaked left. Still no call on the 4th and goal from the 1 play.
Where's
no
call?
call? Now there's a call. Touchdown. You've got to be kidding me.
Wow.
If you're a Trinity Shamrock coach, you got to throw a fit right here. That's crazy.
You've got a Shamrock over here walking all the way down the field. He has the ball in hand, and he's walking back towards the bench with the ball, and finally the refs pull and call the touchdown.
So North Hardin probably robbed on 3rd down. Trinity, I think, was robbed on that situation there. It sure looked like they had stopped and knocked the pile back. Now, the pile kind of moved to the left, and Lavelle Wright may have gained a little purchase and gotten forward as he slid off the pile, but it did not look like he got in the end zone that time.
Yeah, I'd be honest, I'm not a big fan of the quarterback sneak in that situation.
I
think it's just a whole lot better just to turn and hand the ball off or make your direct snap under that big jumbo package. You got Darren Green lined up over top.
Yeah.
I mean, just run over top of him, full speed, let those other backs hit it in there. I think you got a whole lot more momentum. I mean, momentum is part of the game. I mean, so
Caden Logston knocks it through, Dan, and with 3:35 to go, the Trojans lead 7-0, and as we talked about, that Trojan defense would keep them in the game probably, but that's an impressive first drive.
Absolutely, that is something we haven't seen a whole lot of again. And as far as attacking to get into the end zone, how many pass plays?
So 5 of 6 on the first drive there for Logan Coleman. He had completions of 10, 7, 10, and 35, and then 2, 5 of 6. Very efficient. Very accurate, and I'm sure Trojan fans would love to see Manny Wimberly out there, but Logan Coleman just had him a heck of a good first series.
Yeah, I know he's feeling it right now. Definitely Michael Lunds is out there as he's dancing. This defense is going to have to play all 4 quarters. One series is not going to get it for him.
Flag is down. It's offsides on the Trojan kickoff squad. A little bit jacked up, a little too juiced. Not really focused. We've seen a lot of mistakes out of this Trojan squad, but they're so jacked up right now, and it's just not disciplined on that kickoff team.
Yeah, absolutely, and I can understand that a little bit. Here they are, the team, out of the greater Louisville area, and typically when it comes to, 6A football, teams that are not from Louisville do not typically get being called the favorite, especially as we get to the semifinals now. And so, I know the Trojans are definitely playing that the little chip on their shoulder for sure.
Well, most of us know the season the Trojans have. We'll talk a little later about what the Shamrocks have done this year. Good kick up the sideline, a little pooch kick, trying to pin it in there. It is 21, Roman with the ball, and he's back over the 40, and a big return to the 44-yard line. Again, that is number 21. That's Roman White with the football.
Yeah, and a very nice return. Always kind of wondered why we haven't been trying to put the ball deep, but, against this Trinity Shamrock team, they've got some weapons back there just like many other teams do. So you can see that kick put them about in the same position as the first kick would have.
It's first and 10 for the Shamrocks at their own 45-yard line. The nose is right on the 45. Again, McElroy will be at quarterback. I believe that's 23. Armin Tucker in the backfield with him. Number 5. I think that's number 8 out here. That's Ryan Miller to this side. And number 3, Winton Johnson, also one of their leading receivers. And actually, it's 8 on the far side. It's 6 on this side. Owen Francia. And McElroy talking to the official as we're trying to get something squared away.
So we've got some referee was stopped play there for a little bit, and I guess there was either some complaint somewhere around or the officials asking for the music to stop when the ref puts the ball in play.
So clock is now running. There's a shoe somewhere, and that was Armin Tucker for about an 8-yard gain on first down. So a big gain for Tucker. And again, this front for Trinity is good size, maybe not the biggest in the state, but they're big and they're really athletic and they're really good. So a good 8-yard carry there for Tucker. He's got 11 yards on 2 carries at this point. 2nd and 2 now from the 47 of the Trojans. McElroy's play action down the middle of the field. 84 wide open. Lovett's trying to run him down, and he'll tackle him just inside the 10. Again, number 84, Kalen Rakulia on a big throw and catch there.
He's a big kid. I kind of look at him. He almost looks like a tight end would be as far as size goes, but he's lining up, splitting out there. He's an athletic kid.
So that's a 39-yard gain for Rakulia down to the 8-yard line. And it'll be 1st and goal, so the Shamrocks looking to answer immediately. Tough spot for the Trojans to not bow up and get a stop here. Give is to West, I believe, and he's down close to the end zone. There's the signal. Touchdown, Shamrocks. And so quickly, number 14, Brad West, with the carry and a 7-yard carry for a TD.
Right, and just like that, less than a minute off the clock, and the Shamrocks strike back, and now with the point after to tie it up.
So this Trojan defense is going to be tested like they have not been tested all year, and they're going to have to play a lot more sound than that. Not very sound in pass coverage on the last play. Let a streaking tight end down the middle. No linebacker did anything to wall him off. There was no coverage, period. Just poorly played there for the Trojans. That's number 98, Sebastian Mata, out to kick the extra point. Snap is good. He's pulled it left, and it's no good. He pulled that left. I couldn't tell if it was through, and it's not. And so with 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter, the Trojans retain the lead at 7-6. And we'll see the Trojan offense back on the field in just a minute. This is an HCEC-TV student production and division of the Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, Ryan Harris of RE/MAX Premier Properties, Bluegrass Cellular, E-Town Exterminating, and West Point Bank. Tune in weekly for rebroadcasts of all local HCEC-TV programs on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable's Channel 2 and Spectrum Communications on Channel 184. So 2.5 to go here, and the Shamrocks in 3 plays put a touchdown on the board. They made that look easy.
Right, yeah, and that's how fast they can strike. I don't want to say that the Trojans were just sitting back, satisfied with their touchdown, but the Shamrocks came out quickly and were snapping the ball quick, and they had their play series ready to go. And just try to get this ball game tied up. But fortunate for the Trojans, the extra point was no good.
So far, Nathan McElroy is 4 of 5, and he's thrown for about 51 yards. So he's having a very successful evening as well. The kick is away. It's going to bounce, but handled well. That's Ramaj Adams with the ball, and he is dragged down. Number 53, Evan Elder, drags down Ramaj Adams from the side, but it's not a bad return, and the Trojans will take over at about the 25-yard line.
I thought we might have seen a penalty flag on that. It was a tackle up around the neck area, typical of an area that the referees want to protect player safety. Obviously, is a big deal, but no flag.
So we have a quads bunch to the right here, Dan. A little diamond look instead of the normal bunch look that you'll see. And that's usually going to be a screen. It's not, but wide open is Josh Moore. Oh, my goodness. He catches it for a 25-yard gain. If he keeps his feet, it's 6 points.
It was underthrown. I don't want to take away from – the ball was underthrown a little bit. If he throws that ball out there and leads Josh Moore, he's in the end zone celebrating right now.
Well, I got to tell you, if he just slows down and catches and then turns and runs, he's still – because there's no one within 10 yards of him. I think it's a safe throw. It's a good idea to not make a guy try to run one down when he's all by himself. I wouldn't want to see a guy led when he's standing by himself. If you overthrow him a yard, you get 0. So
I love the play call, though.
Great play call. It looked like it was set up for a screen, and they go deep. Empty set right at the 50-yard line. Throw to Adams. He's catching it on the screen. There's all kinds of Shamrocks, but he splits them. Great run for a 7-yard gain by Ramaj Adams.
Wow, Ramaj Adams, he's so shifty. We've seen him in other games where he's taking the ball from one sideline to the other and trying to get to the end zone, but he is very shifty on his feet and is able to split several defenders.
So down to the 43-yard line now of the Shamrocks on the 8-yard gain. 2nd and 2. It's a long 2, almost 3. Coleman getting the call from the sideline there. Good blocking out in front of Adams, but did a great job to split the defenders. 2 receivers to each side. Lavelle right on the give straight ahead. Lavelle, nothing there. Maybe a yard, maybe a half yard, but not much doing on that one.
Yeah, this defensive front from Trinity, they've only given up 125 points, though that doesn't sound like a whole lot either. North Hardin's 97, they're 125. Playing a little bit different competition as well.
Yeah, they've played some great football teams.
They're a strong front as well.
And we've seen teams like Meade County stop Lavelle and hold him under 30 yards rushing. So Lavelle, although he is a 1,600-yard rusher, has at times had people that have been able to – he's actually over 1,800 yards on the season. It's going to bring a 3rd and 3 here. Give to Lavelle right. He has to spin off one tackler. Nothing there. Bad snap. Couldn't get him the football. And on 3rd and 3, they're going to lose about 4 yards on the play.
Yeah, definitely had some issues with the exchange there from the snap to the exchange. And by the time he got the ball, there were about 6 white jerseys surrounding him.
So the clock is running down. It looks like we're going to run out the first quarter here with the Trojans about ready to punt. Coach Thompson telling them not to snap the ball, that we don't need to punt the ball this quarter. And they will hold. And the clock will run out. So after 1, Dan, we've got Trojans 7, Trinity Shamrock 6, and the Trojans at about the 46-yard line about to punt it away. This is a Hardin County Education and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming is sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all of your telecommunications needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results, with locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, Brandenburg, Bardstown, and Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. Ryan Harris of RE/MAX Premier Properties. For all your real estate needs, contact Ryan at 270-723-4626, and he'll get the job done. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere where wireless works. Visit us at bluegrasscellular.com. E-Town Exterminating, 737-6900, online at mugabug.com. West Point Bank has 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point, or find us online at westpointbank.com. Let us help make life simpler. West Point Bank, hometown banking made simple. So the Trojans will punt to start the quarter. And this is an area of their team where they have struggled with bad snaps and blocks and several issues. So this is a bit of a scary
during that time out there a little bit, I saw that
blocked punt, and there it is. Terrible snap, way over his head.
Well, I saw Patrick come out here, and they were practicing. He got one snap off, during that quarter change, and I was sitting there thinking, I was like, well, he's either unsure of himself or something going on, and obviously then we see the high snap there.
So turnover, and the Shamrocks will start on the 47-yard line. This has been going on all year. Why you can't hold open tryouts and find a kid that can snap a ball for a punt. Every team I've ever had, we've had a kid that can snap a ball for a punt, and the Trojans can't find one.
Yeah, they're definitely struggling in that department right now, and it's costly.
So the Shamrocks will start at McElroy in the shotgun with two backs. He's going to give to Tucker straight ahead. Tucker is hitting the backfield but spins off of one tackler, picks up about 8 or 9 yards. They'll bring up a 2nd and short.
Yeah, he gets that ball, and he's like shot out of a cannon. It's the way he gets through that line, and that big offensive front is able to even move this defensive front of North Hardin. So
that's something that hasn't happened, is it, Dan? This defensive front has not been handled at all at any point this season, and so they're actually having to play against some kids that can play some ball right now, and we're going to see how they react. 2nd and 1. The give is going to be on the zone play outside there. And I think that's Tucker with the football, 23. And if he hadn't stumbled, he may have gotten to the end zone.
Yeah, it looked like Darren Green got like a hand on him enough while he was stumbling to get him to come down. And I see him, the defensive front, there's 1 or 2 that are making some nice pushes up front, but they're just hitting it so fast that it doesn't matter.
And they're not getting off the blocks either like they normally do. So the Trinity Shamrocks are blocking this front 7 so far. They're playing with a tight end look, tight end and flanker, and then 2 wide to the opposite. This is going to be a run as wide as those receivers are. They're just dragging people out of the play. Give to Tucker again, and he breaks 1 tackle, and then finally is brought down by Vesey Lilo, number 43, after about a 6-yard gain.
Yeah, and they're firing off really hard on them, and you're correct. The Trojans cannot get off the block. It's hard to say what's going on in there, either that they're just trying to fight too much or there's extra hand play going on in there or what, but they cannot get off these blocks.
So it's going to bring up actually about 2nd and 5. It was a 5-yard gain by Tucker. Again, tight end to the left. They're giving to West this time straight ahead, and he's up ahead. It looks like he's got a first down. It's very close.
Yeah, Trinity's not doing anything fancy right here. They're going to just rotate backs, and they're just going to keep punching in between the tackles.
And that's about a 6-yard gain. So the runs for Trinity have been 3, 4, 8, 9, 6, 5, and 6. They are getting 5 to 6 yards on every carry or more. Trojans are going to have to figure out something different. They can't just sit in the same look the whole time with a 6-man front. They're getting dominated up front. They've got several guys in the backfield that time. And Michael Lund's there along with Darren Green, of course, Dan.
Yeah.
There's a flag down as well.
Yeah, and that play like that actually favors the Trojans as they try to go left to right. Trojans do move very quickly downhill, and so as soon as the ball kind of stopped and tried to turn up, that's when the Trojans were there. Personal foul against the Shamrock.
Wow, personal foul. Not only it'll also be a loss of down, I expect, so they'll get backed up, and I would suspect that'll take them out of the run game a little bit. They may go ahead and try to run the football here, but it's going to be, it looks like a 2nd and 25 now for the Shamrocks. So that's a significant penalty, obviously, there. I'm not sure exactly what the personal foul was. It looks like the Trojans will be in a 3-deep look. Again, it's their traditional 3-deep zone look. Lovett will shade the 2 receiver side. Screen, it's a jailbreak screen to the left to number 6, and he's going to pick up about 12 yards on the play.
Yeah, that's a nice play, running it back into their sideline there, and the Trojans were not set up to make that stop on that.
So it was 6, Owen Francia on the catch for about a 12-yard gain, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 13, and so big down for the Trojans. They need to stop here as the ball's on their 18-yard line. I'm sure it's in field goal range for as many good kickers as Trinity has. The officials are going to blow a whistle and reset. They're resetting it to second down. The personal foul must have occurred during the play. I don't quite get that, but they're calling it second down. Resetting the play stick. Throw from McElroy to his right. It's a good catch made out there. 23 in Patry there. It looks like it was number 8, Miller, on the catch.
Of course, we have the scoreboard says 4th down. The down marker says 3rd down.
Yeah, it is 3rd down
Yeah.
right now. It's 3rd down right now. And don't quite understand it, but it's 3rd and 6 now from the 11. And so a big play here. I don't know what Trinity would do on a 4th down situation. They may look to kick it if you can get a stop here.
I would have thought kick it, but, given what happened on the extra point, maybe that's not a strong game for them.
And only 6 yards needed here, so they have West in the backfield. Play action look. Oh, wide open, and the flat is Miller, and he's going to be down at about the 1 yard line. First down, Shamrocks. 10-yard gain for Ryan Miller, and a first down for the Shamrocks, and it'll be 1st and goal at the 1.
Yeah, they've got to keep their eyes on every player out there. And a little scramble there, they took their eyes off of him, and he was able to get open.
Well, you have to do your job, and that's the thing you've been concerned about all year with the Trojans. Would they do their jobs instead of just freelance? And they had 2 guys guarding Rakulia, who's been open a lot, but they left Miller standing by himself in the flat. So someone guarding the flat wasn't there. Motion across by 6. That's Frankia. Give to West. Hit hard in the backfield. They're going to say touchdown. One guy's saying no touchdown. The other guy is saying touchdown. What's the call?
He's short.
The official on the right side saying short. The official on the other side signaled with both hands up for a touchdown. They're going to have a talk about this. And, oh, by the way, Dan, I'm starting to see a few drops of rainfall.
Yeah. Luckily here in the press box, we are staying dry.
It looks pretty nice to us in here. But, yeah, you can see the rain starting to come down. And they talked it out, and it's going to be short of the goal line. So no gain that time for West on the carry. And they'll have to go again, 2nd and goal from the 1. Under center this time, McElroy's going to give.
He's going to be
knocked down.
He is. He got in.
Wow, he was hitting the backfield. Yeah. That was Lunds knifing through to make a big tackle.
I thought he was going to be short based off of the tackle there, but he was able to slide in there.
Who was that with the ball? Was that Tucker or West? Or I believe it's West, 14 with the carry for a yard and a touchdown there. And so the Shamrocks will score the touchdown. It was really close. And so with 7:02 to go in the second quarter, the Shamrocks lead 12-7. And the kicker, Mata, is on to try to add the point after. Sebastian Mata, 98. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is right through there this time as he missed the first, but he knocks through the second. One of the things I think is interesting right there, Dan, is you have the experienced coach Bob Beatty here, with all these state titles and all his knowledge, and what you've got is a guy not chasing points.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of coaches are tempted. We missed the first extra point. We're going to go for 2 and try to make up for it. He's not chasing points at this point in the game. Go get one more point. You're up 13-7. That can play itself out in so many different ways later in the game, and so I think that's a great decision by Coach Beatty.
Yeah, I agree, and I think he's one that probably feels good about his defense. His defense has shown the ability to hold and to stay strong. It's the bend but don't break mentality, and going there and saying we're going to go for the kick does a couple of things. One, it shows confidence in your kicker that we know that he's going to make it, and 2, that he shows confidence in his defense. So
yeah. So 7:02 to go, as I said, 13-7, Shamrocks. Mata will kick it away. He is going to kick it deep. He drives it back, fielded at about the 3-yard line. Is that Quayshawn Davis, I believe? He's going to cut back to the left and back to the right. He's going to be tackled at about the 22-yard line. Good coverage by the Shamrocks.
Yeah, so this is a big drive here for the Trojans to, try to get back down the field and try to get some points on the board. Obviously, they know that if they're not able to do that, that Trinity can put some more points back on the board in the halftime, and that's not something they want to do.
Well, the issue also now at this point is the deluge is starting to fall, and it's only going to get worse. We believe the forecast is for a lot of rain tonight. They got through the first quarter without it, and Logan Coleman was super effective in the first quarter. We'll see if he can keep throwing it so effectively. Adams is with the catch on a quick hitch route.
Yeah, nice pickup there. Get your 6 yards, bring up second down. It's a nice play. They're giving it to him. You set up, you take what the defense gives you.
2nd and 4 now from the 30-yard line. Coleman has Lavelle Wright to his right, 2 receivers to each side. Again, that 4-2-5 look from the Shamrocks here. The ball is on the ground, a bad snap. Trinity says they've got it, and they come out with it. Shamrock football. So the bad snap back to haunt them again. A second one of those. It haunted them on the 3rd and 3 play to Lavelle Wright. A bad snap there. Bad snap on the punt led to 6 points for the Shamrocks, and here's another bad snap.
Yeah, those are costly mistakes. It's one thing with a bad snap, you fall on it, you play the second down here, but when you give the ball back to the Shamrocks, who are so efficient at what they do in great field placing here, I mean, it's a tough, makes this game even tougher.
So, again, this is the kind of mistake you can't make if you're going to beat a great Trinity Shamrock team. And the throw there by McElroy to number 3, that's Winton Johnson, is going to go for about 12 yards and a first down.
Yeah, it looked like there that the Trojans were in position. I thought they had somebody there that might have been able to step in front of that and pick it off, but the ball was able to zip into his receiver.
So that's Devontae Jordan Lamafa on the tackle. And again, 1st and 10 Shamrocks now from the 17 of the Trojans. They've played this entire second quarter down in Trojan territory. The give this time straight ahead. Good tackle there off the right side. It looked like it was 10 Lunds making the tackle on Tucker.
Yeah, and Moore was in on that as well,
Moore?
coming underneath.
Okay.
And all that kind of set up because Rakulia, the big tight end there, trying to block Oxendine, and Oxendine was able to kind of hold everything up. So I know that they're counting on that big block there, and Oxendine was able to do his job to let his guys come in behind to clean it up.
5:26 and counting, 2nd down and 8. And the Trojans, honestly, Dan, this is desperation as far as I'm concerned. They've got to get some stops. Can't continue to be run over by this offensive front. Not bad there. Short gain on what looked like a trap play straight ahead for West.
I'm watching and trying to see the jerseys, and we're getting white jerseys to the 2nd and to the 3rd level,
yes.
And that's what's going to continue to hurt the Trojans. They've got to be able to keep those guys from getting to the 2nd and 3rd level, because that's why they're making these runs that are 2 or 3 yard runs into 6, 7, 8 yard runs.
The linebackers have people in their laps, and if that's true, you ought to have opportunities to make tackles up front. So not getting that done at this point. Tight end right, 2 receivers left. It's going to be play action look. Getting to the tight end across the field. Rakulia makes the catch. He is very close to the end zone, inside the 1, after about a 9-yard gain for Rakulia.
Yeah, he's just releasing off the line. He's being untouched there. And I don't know what the thing is why someone's not punching him in the face and keeping him from getting off the line.
Hold up the tight end.
He should never have a clean release.
They are motioning for something. What do you see anything, Dan? What's going on here?
I don't know. I know this
officials have stopped
side judge
things.
came all the way down here to talk to Coach Thompson, and then he just went back. So I'm not really sure what's going on.
So 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. The Shamrocks in business here after several turnovers by the Trojans. Tight end to the right. It looks like they're going to run off the right side, and they do. Straight ahead. Again, very close. There was good penetration. We've got the guy on the far side saying it's not in, and the guy on this side signaling touchdown. Again, the 2 guys on opposite sides saying something different. Get it together, boys. And they're going to agree that it's not a touchdown.
Well, he's coming from way in out here to call a touchdown. He's nowhere near it to see it. I mean, he's as far as we are.
So a second time now that the Shamrocks getting mixed calls, and they're going to have to go 2nd and 1, 2nd and goal from the 1. And again, the Trojans in a straight man look, and they're going to be bringing the house on blitz package here, trying to get a stop. And it's off the left side this time. Tucker easily into the end zone this time. Touchdown, Shamrocks.
Yeah, those are the costly turnovers now are turtling up the points for the Shamrocks. And that's something that the Trojans cannot have. The Trojans are going to have to find a way to get generate some turnovers of their own to get the ball back. Obviously, if continue to throw the ball, hoping that maybe Jordan Lovett sitting back there might be able to pick off another one. As he's obviously probably thinking about chasing that record a little bit as well. They did put some press on that a little bit this week, but the Trojans are going to have to do something to get the game back in their favor.
Mata is going to kick the extra point here and flag down before they can get the kick. Dan, they just have not done anything well. They're starting maybe to stop the run a little better than they were earlier in the second quarter, the Trojan defense. But right now, McElroy's 9 for 9. He has not thrown an incomplete pass. They're not covering receivers. They're not getting pressure to the quarterback. They're going to have to do one or the other or both to have any chance at stopping this Trinity Shamrock offense.
Absolutely. Yeah, you just can't let receivers come off clean, especially the tight end. Number one receiver, you would think that they'd be keen on him.
So Mata will try again. A 5-yard penalty moves the ball back on offsides, and he knocks this one through. It looks good. No, it was just outside the right upright. His right upright. Looking at it, so a second missed extra point. Trinity leads 19-7.
Those extra points could come back to haunt them.
Right now, though, at 12, it's still a 2-possession ball game for the Trojans. They're going to have to, and it would really be a good idea if you're the North Hardin Trojans to get something going here with 3:49 remaining in the first half to keep touch, to keep close to the Shamrocks.
Yeah, because it did not take them very long to score once they got the turnover. But as I was mentioning before on the last possession, the Trojans wanted to try to get down and score before the clock ran out and not give the ball back in enough time for the Shamrocks to do anything. But here we are now with 3:50 left and maybe generate something off of special teams.
So the Trojans would get the ball back, and we talked about how impressive McElroy's numbers are. How about Logan Coleman, 8 of 9 right now? Very impressive. Tried to run the ball for a first down a couple of times and had some issues on their second possession, and then the turnover on their third possession. Kick is deep. It's a line drive this time. Adams catches it beautifully. He's got a lot of space out in front of him. Great coverage and just smacked. That's number 53 again, Evan Elder. We've seen him on special teams twice delivering big hits. He's down there in a hurry.
Yes, he is, and he's a big guy running very fast. Ooh. And so when he hits you, you're going to feel it.
That's a neck roll kind of guy, man. He's running with his arms out like he's been in the weight room too long and can't get his arms down.
The thing about it is I don't even see him on defense. Like I said, he may just be a special teamer.
He's a special teamer. That's a nice thing to have. Studs on your special teams that don't play anything else. All right, so again, that 4-2-5 look for the Shamrocks here. 4 across and 1 guy up in their look. They are actually playing press cover on the bottom down here. I believe that's on Josh Moore. They may take a look at him throwing it up the left side to Josh, but Josh is working down the middle. He's now getting out of the pocket, Logan Coleman. He's going to get good yardage scrambling there.
Close to the first down. I thought he stuck the ball out a little bit trying to reach the first down, but was not able to get it.
Coleman for a 9-yard scramble. Good job. There was actually Marcus Harris on this left side that single covered in a press look. They're playing off of Josh Moore on the top side of the formation on the trip side. So the ball from the left hash is 2nd and 1 for the Trojans. 3:33 remain. Looks like a 5-man front. They've brought a couple of the outside backers up. They're playing press. This is much more of a man cover look right here. Single deep safety. They're going to take a shot, too. Harris has got an opportunity. Catches the football inbound.
Yes,
great catch. And he's going to look at number 21, the corner over there. Great throw on the outside shoulder on the sideline. And Harris, great catch over the outside shoulder.
Wow. Wow, what an impressive throw and catch right there. And pretty good coverage right there by number 21, Roman White for the Shamrocks. But does an even more impressive catch.
29-yard gain for Marcus Harris. So he's caught 2 balls for 35 and 29 yards, both on those fade routes, straight down the sideline there. And the clock has started to run again at 3:18. 3 receivers to the right. Coleman waiting for the snap. Fake to right. The throw's high. Whoo, missed badly. He's throwing on the curl route to Cameron Smith and overthrew him barely away from the safety there.
Yeah, and there was number 20, I think it was number 24 for the Shamrocks was sitting in over there, Jaden Rhodes, and it looked like that he had a chance to pick it off, and I thought that was going to be another costly turnover.
Rhodes is one of their top defensive backs. You can see all the guys lined up across the back, and they'll make a call as far as which safeties are going to come up and play in the box and which are going to stay back in that 4-2-5 look. So 4 guys deep across the back, 2nd down and 10 for the Trojans. 2 receivers to each side. Lavelle Wright is now up in front of, he's actually going to come to the right. There's not blitz coming off that side, but Coleman's going to have him check the blitz there. Blitz is straight ahead down the middle. He's looking down the middle. Marcus Harris is there. Oh, man, great play by 34, I believe. 34 is
Kyler Fager.
Kyle Fager, yeah. Great
Kyle
play
Fager.
by Kyle Fager there because Harris was there. The ball was thrown well, and he just broke that play up.
Yeah, he reaches over top, and he seems to be a good-sized safety, able to knock the ball away.
So he is a good-sized fella, can run, and he's thick. Big kid playing at the safety spot. Harris was good throw. Everything executed beautifully. Good decision by the quarterback. Logan Coleman, and just couldn't get the connection. 3rd and 10, big down here, and it looks like they're going to bring a little pressure this time. They've got a man look with single high safety, and here come the Shamrocks. Throw to the outside. Oh, slipping down was Marcus Harris. Was running a curl route on the outside. Just couldn't keep his footing.
Yeah, I know he's looking back at the turf to see where it was that he slipped, but can't get that one back. Pressure was kind of coming too, and Logan Coleman felt like he had to get rid of it. I think they're going to keep the offense on the field here.
Not a bad throw by Coleman. He had an opportunity to connect, and just, again, bad footing. This rain may be starting to affect some things, and it's 4th and 10 from the 41 of the Shamrocks, and the Trojans are going to go. I don't know about this. You're going to give them great field position if you don't connect.
Yeah, a little too early in the ball game here, and there's way too much time on the clock to give the Shamrocks the ball back here.
Zone look, 2 backers are going to come. They've got a lot of pressure. Coleman gets rid of it. Moore is there, just slightly underthrown, and Coleman was decked on that one.
Wow. Yeah, the ball was a little short on it. He was definitely throwing it with pressure in his face, and like I said, you know, with almost 3 minutes left to go on the clock, you're giving the Shamrocks the ball back here in great position, field position. I would just try to punt that ball away and put it in the corner somewhere.
Well, Moore did break open, and it was the right read and the right look. He just got hit in the mouth as he's trying to throw. It's hard to step in and make that kind of a deep throw. It's wet out. I don't know what of that affected his throw, but Coleman's played real well. He's made some good throws even on that series there. I don't know if Wimberly with the stronger arm might have gotten that ball there, but Coleman's doing everything he's supposed to do right now. Green showing blitz. They're going to try to get after him, and he's going to stay with the wide open down the middle is number 8, and that's Ryan Miller, their leading receiver. Why did he jump for that ball?
Yeah, I don't know. The Trojans are definitely confused on their coverage there. As he should not, Ryan Miller should not be coming open like that. Jordan Lovett was jumping another guy down the seam. Yeah. So
from the trips formation, he just worked his way across to the opposite hash and was wide open. There's no cover there. The back, Tucker, was running a screen, which was a decoy, and I think everybody else was chasing the decoy at that point. 2:44 to go, 2nd and 10. And they're off the ball hard, but a good run by Tucker. Lunds gets a piece of him, and he's brought down after a 1-yard gain.
you've got two offensive linemen. I see him being released off the backside, getting to Darren Green, and that's a 2-on-1 linebacker against the two offensive linemen, and Darren took a hit.
Oh, they're going to a tackle wide look here. The A9 is what this is called.
He's got him covered up.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not allowed to go out anyway with that number.
Yeah.
Rakulia down the middle on the post route from the opposite side on 3rd and long. And they're going to pick up about 40 yards on that play.
Yeah, they're using that play out there to confuse the defense, and they were looking at him thinking that someone's going to have to cover him, and he can't even catch the ball.
He's not eligible.
They're not eligible.
And it's just a tackle wide. It's something called the A9 where you spread guys all over the field. It was started in California. They actually outlawed the full A9 offense, but that's just a tackle wide look. Straight ahead, breaking tackles. Trying to see if that is West 14. Picking up a big gain, about 8 it looks like. He's got 7 there on the carry, West does. He'll bring up 2nd down and 3. And so Rakulia again, he's got catches of 12, 39, and 40 yards, and a couple other short ones mixed in. So they can't find Rakulia down the field in coverage. 2nd and 3 to give is to Tucker straight ahead, and he's got big yards again. That'll take it inside the 10-yard line. That's about a 7-yard gain again, and that'll bring up a 1st and goal with 1:22 and counting. The clock should be running now. They've reset the marker. 1st and goal from the 6, I guess it is. And Dan, I hate to say it looks like the Rocks are about to put this one on ice.
Yeah, they're going to try to put another 6 on the board before halftime.
And Trojans are going to jump as the Shamrocks go hard count. And offsides on the Trojans. So the Trojans are going to back up again, and it'll be 1st and goal from the 3 now as they go half the distance, marking that off. It's Tucker in the backfield, and they're going to run the football, obviously, right down here on the goal line. Tight end to the right. 2 receivers left, give to the left. Tucker easily in the end zone, almost untouched. So a 3-yard run and a touchdown for Armin Tucker.
Well, they get another 6 on the board here. Does Coach Beatty still go with this philosophy of kicking it here, or is he going to go for 2 now?
Well, we were hoping here in Hardin County to crash the party, but the rest of the state has been looking forward to a rematch of Trinity and Male. They played earlier in the year to a double overtime thriller. Male at the time was the favored team, and they were able to pull out the victory 20-17 in overtime. And the Shamrocks really excited, to try to get back and change that outcome. And this time it's Mata, actually. Yeah, that is Mata, and he'll kick it through. So 51 seconds to go. Trinity Shamrocks 26 and the North Hardin Trojans 7, and this thing is getting away from the Trojans in a hurry.
Yeah, and the thing about the Trojans, we got to make sure that they just continue to stay composed, continue to run their offense efficiently, play smart on defense, and they can try to work their way back into this, but they're going to need some big plays. Maybe a special team here or there. They obviously need to try to get a turnover or 2 to try to help them out.
This is an HCEC-TV student production, Division of Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, Ryan Harris of RE/MAX Premier Properties, Bluegrass Cellular, E-Town Exterminating, and West Point Bank. Tune in weekly for rebroadcasts of all local HCEC-TV programs on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable's Channel 2 and Spectrum Communications on Channel 184. So the air has been let out of the stadium. We've got a great crowd tonight. On both sides. Kind of the air let out of it on this side for the home team. The kick is deep. They've done a great job covering these. The ball's going to bounce, and Lavelle Wright's going to field it at the 2. The ball is going to be pinned deep at about the 14-yard line.
Yeah, a little of that confusion, I think, back there in the back on who was going to field it.
There should never be confusion on that. What you do when you're a special teams coach is one of those 2 guys calls it every time.
Right.
And so me, or you, and they're both going at the football until you hear me, or you. And if it's you, then the guy calling it's going to go block. And if it's me, the other guy goes and blocks. So that should not happen at any point. So Logan Coleman, again, with just 45 seconds here in the quarter, they just need to handle the snap. As quads to the right as Lavelle Wright steps up. Going to sprint to the right side, trying to complete one to the sideline. Oh, my goodness, almost intercepted. Number 22 had his hands on it. The throw, it looked like was intended for Cameron Smith.
It looks like he could have easily intercepted that, and almost like he threw it to the ground.
So second down and 10, 39 seconds. And honestly, coach, run the football and let the clock run out, because if you throw 3 straight incompletions, you're going to give the Shamrocks back the ball with about 25 seconds to go here. And could be a little dangerous what you're doing.
Yeah, they're backing these safeties up a little bit just to cover.
It's a prevent look for the Shamrocks, and it is going to be a give this time to Lavelle Wright. He avoids one. He's broken another. He's going to pick up about 15 yards to Lavelle Wright, and again, Trojans are going to call a timeout there. That's a much better strategy than just throwing the ball willy-nilly all over the field at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. We haven't been able to see a whole lot of running thus far. First, based off of play calling for the Trojans, and then after that, just based on the score of the ball game. But that he is their big back. He's how they got here in a sense of being able to feed him the ball. So let him run the ball here.
He has 38 yards at this point on 7 carries. So a couple of big runs like the 15-yard run we just saw there. The ball is at the 31-yard line with 33 seconds remaining. North Hardin has some big play threats here. I certainly don't begrudge Coach Thompson taking a few more shots here. If someone can catch it in the open field, they are certainly capable of making a couple of guys miss. So 33 seconds, not much time. Lavelle Wright is standing on the right of Logan Coleman, 2 receivers to each side. Snap. It's going to be the sprint draw, and someone is in the backfield before Lavelle Wright has the handoff. He was tackled at the handoff. 7-yard loss.
That was almost looked like the Shamrocks could have received the handoff.
Yeah, that's a miss somewhere. There is a flag down, and Lavelle Wright has his helmet off. He's checking something. I think it was a face mask call on the end of the tackle. Lavelle Wright is going to have to check out, and it is a face mask call. So the loss there won't count against. It's a 5-yard face mask call. So basically it'll end up being a net loss of about a yard. So it'll be 1st and 11 for the Trojans based on the spot foul.
Yeah, he has to come out. That's still the rule. Doesn't matter if it's a face mask or not. He still has to come out of the game.
So 88, Jalen Moore will check in. Ramaj Adams will go to the running back spot. They're going to an empty look with Ramaj Adams to the right, to the trip side. Again, prevent defense with 4 guys back 10 to 12 yards and 2 of them back about 18 yards off the ball. Snap juggled, throws away. Again, slightly overthrown. The coverage is strong, and that one was overthrown.
Yeah, again, it's incomplete pass stops the clock, which does benefit the Trojans as they're trying to make something big here happen.
So the last 2 throws have been a little high. It looks like Logan Coleman, whether it's the wet football now that's affecting the throw or the fact he looks like he's on his back foot the last couple throws, is they're bringing a lot of heat right now. Trojans are going to have to do a better job up front to give him an opportunity to step in and throw the ball. 2nd and 11. Trips to the left. Shamrock showing a 3-man front. They're going to give it to Lavelle Wright off the left side. Makes 1 man miss, but big number 13 is there. Brandon Stearman from his linebacker position to make first contact and bring Wright down. And the clock is running at 10 seconds, and it looks like the first half of football will run out. So as the horn blows and the second half comes to an end, Shamrocks 26, Trojans 7. We'll be back in 15 minutes for second half action.
How much money have you been throwing away that could be going to your child's school? You can turn box tops directly to your child's school on a collection sheet or even in a plastic bag. Don't have a child in the Hardin County School District? Just send them to your closest school or even to a family member who does. To see a complete list of products with box tops along with printable collection sheets, visit boxtopsforeducation.com.
Turn Coca-Cola products into cash for the students of Hardin County Schools. Visit coke.com/give/schools on your computer or smartphone. Tap Scan Code. Scan the code with your camera or enter it manually. When you are finished, click Submit. Help the Hardin County Schools by just scanning your Coca-Cola products. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3.
It's important to build a relationship with the students and with the parents. I call each one by name in the morning when they get on. I call them by name. Each afternoon when they get off, I call them by name. You have patience to be with students. It's a very rewarding job. You know, I wish that I'd started earlier than I did, but now that I've got 19 years in, I look back and I think, man, it's been great. They all have been a blessing in my life.
I just enjoy working with the kids and seeing them every day and making them smile and, you know, being a part of their day. You get to maybe change somebody's life. It makes me feel good because, you know, maybe I'm the reason they want to come to school sometimes, that they get that meal and they're able to focus on school better.
I love working with the students. As an instructional assistant, I think one of the most rewarding things is you get more one-on-one time with the students. One of my favorite stories was a 5th grade boy that I was working with all year. He had never completed one book, and we started reading this one book. And the last day of school, all these kids were out there playing and doing their field day activities, and he came up to me and he said, "Miss Miller, can we please finish that book? I don't want to graduate from Lakewood and not ever have finished reading a book." And he did. And to this day, we still keep track of each other, and I think he's a junior in high school now, and he's doing really well.
Saw a job opening for a custodian at North Hardin High School and applied there, and been with Hardin County Schools ever since. Came from the high school to the elementary, Meadowview Elementary, and when I'm sitting in the lobby, this girl had come down from one of the ramps, and she had pigtails. She was probably 1st grade, and her front teeth were missing, and she smiled and waved at me. And I thought, wow, I'm gonna love working here. The kids, always a smile on their face, always nice, always just really brighten your day. And I really don't have any complaints about my job. I love my job. I love working for Hardin County Schools. Probably one of the best jobs I've ever had, actually.
I live in Jefferson County. I am driving 35 minutes to come to Lincoln Trail. I did teach in Jefferson County 1 year. I just decided that Hardin County was a better fit, fell in love my first year and just decided to stay in Hardin County School District. Just seeing that moment, that aha moment when they click, it's like, oh my gosh, you got it. And it's like, wow, I love it. And teachers here do whatever it takes to help each kid. And I love that.
Of course, I've been here at Meadowview my whole 25 years. Most of the time it's successes, whether it's with a relationship and a child coming a long way with just their confidence, or if they've come a long way academically. So it's very rewarding, and you see highlights every single day.
I'm a substitute teacher, but I'm in school to be an elementary teacher, so subbing kind of worked out with my schedule better. I've always loved working with kids. I feel like that's just my passion, is working with kids, from coaching to teaching. I just feel like I can have a huge impact on, you know, just kids' lives and their future. Well, I chose Hardin County because I went to school. I went to Central and East Hardin, and I just love it. I love all the people. You know, I know people at pretty much every school in the district. And I love the environment. Every school I've been to is amazing. The people are friendly and accepting, and I just love the environment of it.
It was just a miraculous decision. I did not realize it was going to be my calling, that I have just grown to absolutely love it. Just to show them the love that we care. We are here for them no matter what the situation is, just to help them grow. You just don't want to miss a day in their lives.
Being a self-employed realtor, finding healthcare coverage was a really difficult thing, especially affordable healthcare coverage, and that's why I started doing the bus driving. Being around the kids, being in the school atmosphere, getting to interact with them is a real joy to me.
I see potential in kids and I want to help them reach that potential. I love this school. The community that I feel here with my colleagues and the students that I get to work with every day. I think that we have a momentum going and it's growing to really build a positive culture here and to have a sense of community and to be proud. That to me is exciting, and it adds the fun into why you become a teacher. I think that teachers are excited to be a part of a district that does that for its students, and I think it excites students.
I went into the teaching profession because I knew I was going to make a difference in kids' lives, knowing that every morning when I come into work, my kids are going to hug me, and when they leave at the end of the day, they're going to say, I don't want to leave, and that's why I teach. I think the biggest thing that I learned growing up was building family relationships, especially in a school like this where there are so many different family dynamics. It's so important to know your kids and know what they need, what they might be going through at home. I'm going to be here for them every day, I think is comforting for them.
When I retired, I couldn't sit around the house. I decided became a driver. January the 13th of this past year. Well, I'm a diabetic. I lost my leg. State of Kentucky, I cannot drive a school bus. They take care of you. They offered me a job. They said, why don't you be a monitor? I said, I'd love to be a monitor. As soon as they came out of school, saw me, they hollered at me, hey, Mr. Lark, Mr. Lark, and they came running up and hugging me. That makes you feel great. You've made a difference. Probably in some of them's lives, you made a big difference.
I taught at the biggest district in Atlanta, and I love it here because it's smaller, everybody knows everybody. I feel like it's a family. My purpose is to serve my community, and it means so much to me because I'm from Radcliffe. Yesterday was a moment for me. A student had a breakdown. He was in a ball, he was really upset. I told him to put his arms there. I said, I love you, I'm not mad at you, because he called me a couple names before I got to him. And he just put his arms around my neck, and he would not let go. I rode the bus with him the whole ride home. I just felt everything he was feeling put on me, and that just really solidified why I'm here. Every kid in this school is our kid. If they are in this school, they're our kid.
When I first started working, I was 58, and my kid said, Mom, nobody's going to hire you because you don't have experience. I said, I've raised 5 kids and 72 foster kids. I said, I think I qualify. You can come in here with a sad face and you look at them children and they just make you smile. All the teachers, my co-workers, they're great. And the kids will say, you're going to retire and enjoy your life. I said, I'm enjoying my life right now. And I've already told Miss Carey I was staying until I was 75. You got to love your job, and I do. I can't help it.
What kind of fundraiser could I do? Maybe a yard sale. Yeah. 5K maybe. Oh, a bake sale sounds good. Hello? Hey, I was wondering if you're busy right now. I've just been looking at some fundraisers for my school. Do you have any ideas? I think I have the perfect solution. Maybe try going for the Kroger's Community Rewards program. All you do is go to Kroger.com, sign into your account, click on My Account, and enroll in Community Rewards, and search your school and click Enroll. And it's that simple, and with every purchase you make, it provides funds for your school. Wow, that's awesome. That sounds easy for everyone. It is, and it raises money for your school all year instead of just once. That's awesome. That's a wonderful idea. Thanks for the suggestion.
Hey JJ, how was your day today?
Fine, but my lunch account is low.
Your lunch bank account is low?
Yeah.
Okay, I can go to the Payment Plus account and take care of that and load it for you. Is there anything else?
I guess that's it. I'm going to go do my homework, Mom.
All right, well, go ahead and get your homework done, babe.
My Payments Plus provides an easy-to-use, efficient way to make payments quickly and securely anytime using a simple internet connection. You can say goodbye to the hassles of sending in multiple checks to multiple locations for multiple students. It can all be done with one payment on My Payment Plus.
Hey, Mom, don't forget I need more money on my lunch account.
It's already taken care of, JJ, and dinner will be ready in a little bit, okay? So go wash up for dinner.
Okay.
Welcome back to North Hardin High School. We're just a couple minutes for second half action. And the North Hardin Trojans trail the Trinity Shamrocks 26-7. Just a couple of points coming into this ball game. You know, the Trinity Shamrocks have played a lot of good competition. Dan mentioned that at the beginning of the game. They've played several out-of-state schools. They can't get anybody here in Kentucky if it's not a district opponent, including Cathedral, who they lost to out of Indianapolis, Warren Central, who they beat out of Indianapolis, Moeller out of Cincinnati, Ohio, who they beat, and then Carmel out of Indianapolis, who they beat. So several of the top teams, not just in our area, but in other states around the country. These are traditional powerhouse programs that they've been playing. And so this Trinity Shamrock team is on another level. We had hoped to see the Trojans be able to match up. We've got a lot of D1 type talent here on the Trojan team, but obviously that's a team full of D1, D2 talent.
Absolutely. You know, we talked about in the pregame, you know, how special it is for a team to be practicing on Thanksgiving, you know, where, you know, a lot of people are spending time with their friends and their family and things like that. You know, for a high school football team, you're spending that time with your brothers on the field when you're able to practice on Thanksgiving Day. So that's a great thing to have for this program. But for Trinity, that's an every year thing. I mean, they do this every year, and it would be instead the opposite side of it if they were not practicing on Thanksgiving, that something went drastically wrong. And so, you know, for the Trojans, they're not only, you know, up against the excitement of being in unfamiliar territory, but they're also up against, you know, a powerful football team in the Trinity Shamrocks.
So a nationally placed program, not just a state-ranked program. And so Trinity and Male have really seemed to separate themselves this year, and many years actually. And as we've just heard, I believe Dan Male's up 28-6 at the half as well.
I think and that's already changed now. I think they're up 35-12 now, is what it sounds like.
So Male and Trinity in that double overtime thriller earlier in the year, it looks like both teams are going to get what they want, which is the rematch again. It's a 3-score game here, 26-7, and I just went out and took a little walk, and it's pouring out there, guys. I got to tell you, the weather is not ripe for a big comeback here, unless the only thing I could see happening there is if Mr. McElroy, the quarterback for the Shamrocks, can't hold the ball and it slips out of his hands about 8 times every time he tries to grip it. So it's not looking great for the North Hardin Trojans here coming into the second half. We'll kick off here in just a moment. This is an HCEC-TV student production and division of Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom Physical Therapy Associates, Ryan Harris of RE/MAX Premier Properties, Bluegrass Cellular, E-Town Exterminating, and West Point Bank. Tune in weekly for rebroadcasts of all local HCEC-TV programs on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable Channel 2 and Spectrum Communications on Channel 184. So we go into the second half here. Is there a scenario where the Trojans even get back in the game, let alone make up a 3-score deficit?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have things go extremely right for them. They're going to have, a special teams touchdown probably. They're going to have some big mistakes for Trinity, and then they're going to have to get some things going really well for them offensively. So, I don't want to say that the game is over. Obviously, I'm not going to ever count out the Trojans, but we're in a position that they've got to have some things definitely go right for them.
They're going to have to create some turnovers, and capitalize on them definitely. And the one thing that's most concerning, we talked about at the beginning of the game. The defense wins championships, and we thought this defense gave them a chance. They haven't stopped the Shamrocks. And, again, they've been working off of a short field a lot with the turnovers. But this defense, they can't play base. They've played base, 4-4, cover 3, and the 4-4, the 2 outside linebackers have been spread way out wide to the receivers. It's a 6-man box, and they're getting run over. They can't keep a 6-man box and try to play this game.
No, they're going to have to tighten it down a little bit, play a little man coverage out there, and let those guys. And we've seen it out of their corners. They can play man coverage against these receivers.
No doubt. He and Patry and Jordan Moore are good enough. Jordan Lovett can erase mistakes sometimes down the field. That ball's driven low along the ground, and it is going to get into the end zone for a touchback. So the Trojans will start off with the football at the 20-yard line here to start the second half.
Yeah, here we go. We're going to see what kind of adjustments that Coach Thompson and his staff have made offensively at halftime, and hopefully they can come out and make a big positive drive like they did at the start of the game and put some points on the board.
Well, Logan Coleman, after the hot start, was 9 of 17 for 123 on the half. Lavelle Wright, 31 yards rushing. Leading receivers, Marcus Harris with 2 catches for 64 yards. And so they're going to have to get back in a rhythm here. Coleman made some good reads and good throws that did not connect. They're going to have to get off to a really hot start here again like they did in the last half. Lavelle Wright is to the right of Logan Coleman. A little bit of a low snap. Coleman looking up the right side, trying to throw the deep ball again, and the receiver, Ramaj Adams, was held up. And the ball is 10 yards over his head, so that'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what he was looking at there or if his receiver stopped on the route. I know that he was double coverage out there for sure, and he had a safety over top.
So 2nd and 10 from the 20-yard line. They're in an empty backfield look, 5 receivers. 2 receivers on the bottom down here, and they look like they've got good matchups on this short side of the field down here if they want a short completion. They're going to sprint to the right into the trip side, and the throw is high, and this time it is picked. That time it is number 21, who's Roman White, one of the leading corners for the Shamrocks, and that high throw does finally cost the Trojans.
Yeah, and that's. I mean, here we are at the start of the second half when the Trojans are needing to put some points on the board, and it's another very costly turnover. Give the Shamrocks the ball again in a short field situation.
So not a good throw that time. We saw a couple of those late, and I'm not sure why they were going to the trip side. It looked like the coverage was stacked to that side. And it's going to be McElroy right off, and they had an opportunity. There it was, 20. That's Jordan Moore had a chance to pick it. That would have been 6 if he intercepts that ball.
Easily. There's no way that anybody catches him on that ball, and I thought for sure that he was going to pull that in. and he was not able to.
He jumped the out route and had an opportunity. So McElroy, actually, that's his first incompletion of the game. He was 11 of 11 for 142 in the first half. They didn't have a ton of yards, but they didn't have to as they worked off a short field, just like they are right now. The ball's on the Trojan 35, 2nd and 10, and the rains continue to fall. 2 receivers to the right. The give is going to be straight ahead to 14. That's West. He breaks a couple of tackles, and boy, they are making this North Hardin defense look really shabby right now. It's about an 8-yard gain for West.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's nothing special on the run play. Just a little counter. He takes a little counter jab, and he comes back underneath. But when his offensive linemen are getting to the 2nd and 3rd level, I mean, he's able just to run behind those really big offensive line because he's not very tall in comparison to them.
So West had 9 carries for 31 yards in the first half. There's a gain of 7, that is. 3rd down and 3 now. This time it's Tucker straight ahead, and Oxendine misses. He's still on his feet. That's about an 11-yard gain straight ahead, and might be inside the 10. Could be a 1st and goal look here. Let's see where they spot it. Actually, I'm sorry. I am way off. That's just inside the 20-yard line from the 28. It's about a 9-yard gain on the carry by Tucker.
Yeah, this defensive front, you know, what they've been so accustomed to and making big plays, they're not able to get anywhere near him right now.
So 1st and 10 from the 18. Give us to Tucker straight ahead again. This time he is jacked. That time is Darren Green hitting him about a yard after about a yard gain, and Tucker is brought down that time.
Yeah,
as you mentioned, Green's been getting blocked by a lineman all
he was
night.
big, and he was able to shed that block and get through them that time to get to him. So he can't just sit back there. He or Luns, they can't sit back there and just let those guys tee off on him. So they're going to have to get downhill and get to the ball carrier.
So it'll be 2nd and 9 from the 17-yard line as the Shamrocks have tight end to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Still just 6 men in the box as the Trojans will not put an extra man in the box. Looking back for the throwback, an easy score there. It's the back out of the backfield, 23, Tucker, who was uncovered. No one in deep coverage up that left sideline. And
it's a very nice play call. He comes out of the backfield and nobody is guarding him at all, and they're all rolling with the quarterback as he's rolling away from it. He just stops, sets his feet up, and throws to a wide open receiver or back out of the backfield.
Tucker with his 2nd catch of the game. That one for 17 yards and a score. He had 10 carries for 44 yards in the first half, has 10 yards on 2 carries in the second half already. Mata on for the point after. Ball snapped high, gets put down, and this time, even with the difficulties of the snap, he knocks this one through, and so 7 points for the Shamrocks, and with 9:54 remaining in the 3rd quarter, it's 33-7 Shamrocks.
You know, if you could just imagine, you know, what would the Trojans be able to do with the ball in a short field every single time? You know, they're making the game just way too easy for the Shamrocks, who is a very talented bunch. I mean, they don't need the short field, but they're going to take advantage of it every single time. So the Trojans have got to be able to hold on to the ball and make something happen.
Well, it's disappointing and frustrating because even if the Trojans aren't able to match this Shamrock team, you've handed it to them on a platter, and you hate to see that with a team that's played this well all year long and been this good of a football team. They've just made way too many mistakes. They have not been good in coverage. They have not done a good job getting any pressure. It's been a really poor performance all the way around, really a few good series early in the game, but a lot of bad snaps and a lot of bad decisions. So Mata will kick off. Back deep is Wright, and I believe that's Adams as well. Back deep, it's kicked up that side. I believe that's Adams to receive it. Ramaj Adams up the right side now, breaks 1 tackle. Decent return, almost to the 30-yard line. Looks like it's going to be about the 27 where the Trojans will take over 1st and 10, and the rain just continues to pour down.
Yeah, let's see again. You know, we're not very didn't have a chance the first series, you know, as they turned the ball over pretty quick. To see again if the Trojans can put something together here.
Well, Dan, that's why I mentioned it's at this point the comeback became even less likely because of the weather. You just can't handle the football very well. And the team that's been running the football is Trinity, and the Trojans have not. So if you're planning on throwing your way back into this game, it's just not going to happen. Logan Coleman played really well when the ball was dry, and we've seen a lot of errant throws, balls overthrown. At this point, it's just rough. I don't see it getting better. Quick screen to the right. The ball, again, weakly thrown, but Lavelle Wright is there to catch and get about 5 yards running over several defenders.
Yeah, he made a big play out of that. That looked like it was going to be worth nothing. He was able to make some yardage off of that play and get him in decent position here. The ball still seems like it's getting back there. Coleman's having a hard time even handling it. To get the ball set in his hand to throw it.
Yeah, the snap was difficult when it was dry, and now it's going to be really difficult. Again, setting in his hand, that's a good way of putting it, Dan, because that ball, you could tell he was struggling to even just get any rotation on it, get a hold of it to throw it to Lavelle Wright. He kind of shoveled it out there, which is exactly what he's done right there. There's nothing on that throw. It's completed. It's going to be a loss of yards. Ramaj Adams makes the catch. You just aren't going to be able to throw your way back into this game as wet as it is right now.
Yeah, makes that catch, and it's a loss of 2 yards. And if you watch every single time that the Shamrocks get to the ball for a tackle, it's not one-on-one. There's 4 or 5 white jerseys to the ball every single time. We used to call those pursuit drills where they would just everybody get their hats to the ball, and they are flying to the ball.
Well, and at this point, I think they have a good feeling that the ball's not going to get thrown down the field. They can really tee off on the screens and the short throws. It's going to get even more dangerous to make some of these throws. Screen pass again to Lavelle Wright. They actually fool him that time. Lavelle's got space. He's going to pick up the first down and more. About a 16-yard gain for Lavelle Wright. I saw a couple guys totally running the wrong direction for the Trinity defense. I'm not real sure what made that so confusing.
Yeah, they were definitely confused on that play. I got a little lost looking where the ball was going, and then it quickly got out there, and Lavelle was able to make a nice gain of it.
So it'll be 1st and 10, almost to the 45-yard line. I believe they are to the 45-yard line, so a big pickup for Lavelle Wright there, and Logan Coleman again hitting Lavelle on the throw there. So 3 in a row on all 3 on screen passes. I think once the Shamrocks realize that's what they're going to get, they'll tighten this thing up quite a bit. They've got tight coverage up on the top side of the defense. Give is to Lavelle straight ahead. He makes 2 guys miss. He's running really hard, Dan. Holy cow. About 4 yards on the carry for Lavelle Wright.
Yeah, and tackled by about 6 Shamrocks on that play. But, yeah, Lavelle continues to run very hard, and I'm glad to see that. Not that he's going to give up at all, but, there's still plenty of time on the clock, and it's hard for a player to look up and see the score and think there's a chance, but it's good to see that they're still playing hard.
He ran so hard on those first 2 pass receptions he had in this on this drive here as well. He is really, it looks like a whole nother gear with him running guys over and really getting after it here. Adams in motion. They're going to play action fake there. They're going to take a shot. The ball's wobbly. Got to come back for it. 34 is going to pick that off. That's the safety, Kyle Fager, and Fager is going to come up with that. And again, they're trying to throw the seam route down the middle to Cameron Smith, and it wasn't a bad read or a bad look. Just couldn't get anything on the wet football.
Yeah, and the ball just kind of hangs up in the air just way too long, and Kyle Fager's just able to run underneath it. And maybe the Trojans had a chance. I thought 2 Shamrocks were just going to run into each other. Maybe the ball come popping out, but he was able to hold on to it.
So another interception thrown here, and again, all of these bad throws started when the rain started to fall, and so it takes kind of a special guy to be able to handle a wet football and be able to make good throws. And just struggling Logan Coleman right now, a rough spot for him to be in.
Mm-hmm. And here we have just, again, a one-on-one running back on linebacker, one-on-one, makes the tackle, gets the ball down. But that's just the difference right now. What we've seen, we were just talking about, 5, 6 hats to the ball for the Shamrocks getting there, and here for the Trojans, it's just one player making the play. So they got to have that more of a swarm mentality to try to bring these guys in.
They're just, as we've said, not able to get off blocks. 2nd and 9 from the 26 now. Give us to West. He's going to pick up about 4, maybe 5, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, got to stop him here. Got to force Trinity into a punt situation to try to get the ball back.
So the defense, and interestingly enough, this is the first time we've seen the Shamrock offense on their own side of the 50 since the first quarter, with 6:26 and counting in the third. The Trojans are going to have some opportunities to try to get a stop. They're bringing the blitz, trying to get pressure. None there. They totally picked up the blitz. An easy pickup for McElroy as he'll run out of bounds after a 10-yard gain.
Yeah, nobody shadowing the quarterback there, and so when he breaks free of the rush, he's gone because everyone else is locked up in coverage.
Well, they brought 5 that time. They actually brought a linebacker, tried to blitz, and anytime we've seen that all year against other offensive lines, they've had pressure in the quarterback's face. Not only did they not have pressure, he had all kinds of space to run. So just the blitz picked up, everyone blocked. Nobody creating any pressure up front at this point. Motion across is number 2, Colin Book, in the slot there. Give on the sprint draw is to Tucker. He threw there in a hurry, and he's all by himself in the secondary. That'll be a touchdown for the Shamrocks. That is going to be about a 55-yard touchdown run for Tucker. And so the Shamrocks will put up another score with 6:03 to go in the third quarter. That makes it 39. And Tucker with a big gainer on that one.
He is fast. I mean, as soon as he got through there, you know, the Trojans have a couple guys out there that are on this track team as well, but nobody was going to catch him.
So that's Armin Tucker, number 23. He had 54 yards rushing before that run. He's now up to 99 and a touchdown. The officials, there's a flag down, and they're having a conversation, but nobody's moving. They're calling the touchdown good. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Trinity after the play. So some sort of taunting or some sort of unsportsmanlike conduct from the Shamrocks. But at this point, it's all academic. The score 39-7, and Mata attempting to tack on the extra point.
I guess that penalty is going to be enforced off the kickoff. Is that correct?
I'm guessing that is correct.
I think it was the college football game last night where it was Ole Miss and Mississippi State where there was a penalty after the touchdown, and then I think it was affected on the extra point, and then they missed the extra point and then cost them the ball game. I think it was, if I saw that correctly.
Well, Mata knocks that one through, and it's going to be Shamrocks 40, North Hardin Trojans 7. And so, again, the air has been sucked out of this place. The rain has kind of sucked the steam out of the Trojan offense, and it's going to be difficult for them to continue here. We're at a 33-point lead, not quite at the running clock. I wouldn't expect to see that much longer. Hopefully the Trojans can get something going on the offensive side of the ball, but right now, not much going at all.
Right, yeah. Yeah, you'd love to see them get some more points on the board here to keep that running clock from happening, but it could be inevitable at this point.
So the excitement that we had coming in has kind of deflated, and the hometown team, we are definitely homers. Dan and I very excited about the game this evening. Both of us are North Hardin grads. I think, Dan, you coached here for a time.
I did, yep.
And very excited to see what the Trojans could do. A lot of optimism for our ability here in Hardin County to compete with the big dogs. But as good as this North Hardin team is and as good as they've been, everything kind of went the wrong direction. You kind of, when you're playing the cream of the crop, it's got to all go the right way. You've got to play solid and sound. And turnovers were the death of the Trojans this evening. 2 turnovers leading to short fields and 2 touchdowns really put this one away for the Shamrocks. They'll kick it deep. It'll be Lavelle Wright fielding the ball. Lavelle's going to get the ball up the field. Makes one man miss. He's going to be at about the 40 when the coverage team will drive him back at that point.
Lots of pushing and shoving going on now.
You hate to see chippiness at this point. There's really no reason for that other than the fact the Trojans are incredibly frustrated, and I'm sure the Shamrocks have a couple of unkind words to say about that. But, you know, at this point, with the outcome of the game not really in doubt, you'd hope to see some people control themselves a little bit.
Yeah. I'm excited to continue to watch these Trojans as Coach Thompson. I feel like he's kind of gotten into his own here now, and has been here for several years. He's building it up and really working the middle school programs and so on. And so we're going to continue to see North Hardin getting better and better and better. I feel with him under the helm.
Well, what is it that would lead them to make the next step to be able to compete on that level?
Yeah, I don't know.
I got one guess, and it all starts up front, because what you've seen tonight is they can't run the football, as you watch right there, because they can't block the guys in front of them. And they haven't been able to stop the run because even though they're a great front seven, they're getting blocked.
Yeah, I don't want to take anything away from Trinity as their high-quality program there, but it's going to continue to be, and that's kind of one of those debates that comes up every year in Kentucky high school athletics is, the Catholic teams,
the recruited team versus the non-recruited team.
Absolutely, and so
right.
I would say if there was a Hardin County team, if you were to put together a team from our three area high schools,
Hardin County All-Stars.
Oh yeah, I think that then we would have an opportunity here to compete with the big dogs of Louisville and your Catholic schools.
Agreed.
But that's the tough part.
So again, good read, throws to Cameron Smith over the middle, but just can't get a hold of the football.
Yeah, it's looked like he's just having a hard time just holding on to it, getting it set in his hand. Almost kind of he's just trying to sling it out there, and it's just not. He just can't grip it.
So for those of you who don't understand, one of the things that happens at the NFL level that seems ridiculous is when they are looking at quarterbacks that they're going to draft, is they look at hand size. Mm-hmm. And hand size matters. And this is the night when hand size matters. Is can you get a hold of a football when it's soaking wet? And it's so much easier when you've got a huge hand. Completed pass to Lavelle Wright, but it was read, and the tackle was being made as the ball was caught. But that hand size matters so much. I was a quarterback for many, many years, and I'm telling you, folks, I accomplished a lot of great things, but when it rained, I couldn't get a hold of the football.
Right, yeah. That was
very difficult. I don't have huge hands, and that just makes such a big difference.
Right, they talk about that a lot. Anybody that's out there, following, Lamar Jackson right now.
Right.
He talked about the transition from college to the NFL and how he worked this offseason, especially on being able to throw the ball. Getting his hand used to the size of the ball being so much bigger. And obviously, I think he's making a nice adjustment. Has found a couple of different throws in his repertoire now, as he's able to kind of sling it a couple different ways. But it's a huge difference. And playing from a different size ball from high school to college to the NFL, and what a nice punt.
Alex White just crushed one, but the return is set up. But Lunds missed the tackle. It's Miller, number 8. It's loose up the sideline now, and they're going to run him out of bounds at about the line of scrimmage where they were, about the 46 or 47-yard line. Only gain about 4 yards on the punt. Great punt, but he outkicked his coverage. I guess they had 8 guys there, and nobody made the tackle.
You cannot make arm tackles against high-quality teams. Those guys know to keep their feet moving, and that was simply an attempt at an arm tackle that cost them big. And so just make the solid hit, wrap them up, and bring them down.
So I'm saying all that because I'm making excuses for Logan Coleman. Old McElroy out here for the Shamrocks doesn't seem to be experiencing the same trouble. But the good thing for him is he can hand it to somebody standing next to him and let him go.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're in a position now of just ball control and work on the clock. So there's no reason for them to have to throw it.
So 1st and 10 from the Trojan 45. Give us to West, and West is going to gain about 3 yards. Good tackle there. Looks like Chris Ashley was the first one on his legs. Number 59 making a play at the line of scrimmage, and the back falls forward for 3.
Yeah, and you should pretty much be able to figure out what the play's call is going to be. It's going to be a, turn around and hand the ball to one of these backs, and so, hopefully the Trojans can just make some solid tackles here and keep the Shamrocks from putting any more points on the board.
Yeah. Well, I remember, Dan, my senior year in college, when I averaged 340 yards passing a game. We had a game in weather just like this, and we sprinted out a lot. And if I saw any room at all, I ran the football.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't put it in. We threw it under 20 times, and my average was about 50 throws a game. And we threw it under 20. I had 17 carries on the game. Just not much there.
All right.
You're laying it on when you don't have a big hand, you're just almost laying it on your hand and flipping it.
Right.
Trying to get it wherever it is you're supposed to get the ball. So Again, that's why to begin the half I was very skeptical of the Trojans' ability to be able to move the football in the second half. Tucker again breaking through. Tucker's got big yards there, about a 14-yard gain, and another first down for the Shamrocks, it looks like.
Yeah, he's
11 yards.
He runs low to the ground. He's very fast, and again, he kind of sneaks in behind some of those big linemen, and he hides in there, and he's just able to take off. And once he finds his opening, and he's like being shot out of a cannon. He's so quick.
So Tucker is over 100 yards for the game now, and the clock should be running right now, but it's not. Unmercifully, they have the clock going nowhere. There it goes. Give again to Tucker, as that's what we're going to see the rest of the game. He breaks one tackle. He looks, and there's a hit out of bounds. It's going to be a personal foul on a hit out of bounds, I believe. Trojans were trying to get to Tucker as he stepped out and hit late, I believe is what the call will be. About a 17-yard gain on that one as well. As right now, the Trojans ought to know it's going to be a run every play at this point.
Yeah, I was looking at this call. It almost looked like a personal foul. Okay, face mask.
Okay.
I thought they were giving a holding call at first. I was like, where are they calling holding?
Confusing, yes. So a big gain there, and they'll tack on a few more. And so it'll bring up a 1st and goal here for the Shamrocks. The ball is on the 5-yard line. And our view partially obstructed now by rain just falling off the top of the stadium here. It is coming down pretty good, folks. So 2:41 to go here. Under center this time. Turn and give. I believe that's West this time, and West is going to be dragged down about a yard short as Darren Green gets a hold of him and drags him down. And now you're starting to see players get up covered, and you can't see numbers every now and again. That time West slogged through the mud.
Yeah, good tackle there by Darren Green, but those are the ones where you're kind of slinging them. Well, you don't want to sling them forward,
Yeah, slung him toward the goal line. Well, 2nd and goal from the 2. They're going to say he went down at the 2 and slid. Looked like he was at the 1. Motion across the formation. They're in the shotgun now. It's going to be an option play. This time, quarterback is going to turn it up. McElroy on the speed option will turn it up as the end never committed to come to the quarterback. In this kind of rain, I'd kind of want him to pitch the football.
Yeah. I thought that it looked like he was in good pitch relationship with them, but
right.
I don't think that he was thinking to pitch at all. So he was looking to get himself into the end zone, and that touchdown now is going to put us in position here that the clock is going to run, and this game is going to be over rather quickly.
So 1:47 to go here. 46-7 is the score, and the point after here would make it a 40-point game. Again, 35 is the magic number to get a running clock, and so we will have a running clock the rest of the game here. I see several of the coaches for the North Hardin squad pulling their guys together as Mata will kick the ball up, and he'll knock that one through. And so 47-7 with 1:47 remaining in the third quarter, and the clock will run at this point. And as I was mentioning, the North Hardin, I see one of the coaches kind of pulling their guys together, talk to them, trying to keep them up, keep them fired up and doing the right thing. So hopefully we'll see this continued fight from the Trojans.
Yeah, and they're probably not short from a running clock with Male and Tates Creek either, as the score there is 42-12 there. So
one more score for Male, and they'll be in the same situation.
And that's the crazy part about it. There's no doubt Tates Creek is another high-quality team, just like the Trojans here. But you got Male and Trinity, and they're just just a whole nother level. We're at the state semifinal, and we've got a running clock, and that's just remarkable.
Well, it was 2 years ago where a very strong Central Hardin team had a similar situation where they got the great honor of having Trinity come into town in a state semifinal, and they were beaten down by about 40 points as well. So similar result, similar situation here. This Trinity offense is a tough offense to handle. Lavelle Wright will field the kick at about the 10. He's breaking over the left side here, trying to cut it back, and there's 5 guys on him right now. and not a whole lot of blocking going on out on the field there. The clock continues to run here even on a change of possession, and the only thing that'll stop it is a timeout. And the quarter, obviously.
Right.
But the clock is moving here as Logan Coleman and the North Hardin offense will take the field.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, I don't want to, Logan Coleman started off the game very hot. Would the game have been much different with Manny? I don't believe so. I think it probably.
Probably not. It certainly may have been interesting longer. Another turnover. That ball was snapped at his feet. It was rolled to Logan Coleman. It hit him in the feet on the roll. He basically was trying to play shortstop. He couldn't get on it. I'm not sure how he couldn't get on it, but he certainly wasn't going to be able to field that thing. And so the snapping remains a problem. It's been a problem even when the rain was not coming down. It's certainly going to be a problem when it's raining this hard.
Yeah, I know one thing that they definitely can work on in the offseason, and that's going to be the center to quarterback exchange.
I think I'd have my center and quarterback snapping and a long snapper snapping for a punter. I'd do that in the weight room during the weightlifting program.
Absolutely.
I'd probably do that about 100 times every day.
Yeah, there's one of the things you could have, someone that potentially wants to be a center, especially in this type of shotgun offense is, a kid can get a regular chair and get a little small trash can and just set it up on it, about 7 yards deep.
Yeah.
And just snap the ball and just hit the trash can. That's something that a kid, a young kid that wants to practice to be a center, they can just do that at their home in their bedroom and probably not get their mom too mad at them.
Not put too many holes in the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to obviously be important moving forward. Honestly, Dan, it's not a new problem.
No.
It's a problem they've had for years and years as the defensive coordinator for Central Hardin years ago. We could count on a couple bad snaps a game from North Hardin. We just wanted to be aware and ready to pounce on it when it occurred. And we had several situations where that happened. I remember the first time we beat North Hardin after a long, long streak of losing about 16 in a row. And one of the big plays was the safety we got on a bad snap and chased a quarterback down and tackled him in the end zone.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked a little bit about, long snappers and things like that and how important that is. Kids can get scholarships off of that. They can get pulled to go to, your big schools, your D1 schools by being that specific of a position, to be a long snapper, to be your snapper for your field goal and extra points. And so there's a skill set in that to be had.
So Trinity takes over after the turnover, and they'll give it to West, number 14. You can see footing right now is awful. Guys are sliding everywhere. West is just trying to get his feet underneath him as he's running with the football there. As he's getting pushed out of bounds, he's, pity-patting his feet trying to turn.
Yeah, Vesey Lilo got to the backfield there, and it looks like he just slipped and did a belly slide. It slid about 2 yards as it hit the ground, which is what this turf is so slick out there now.
It hasn't been a wet year, obviously, and so the field doesn't look too awful bad right now, but you can start to see puddles forming on the field, and so it's really bad right now, 11:23 and counting. And McElroy is there in the backfield. It looks like West is beside him. 3 Johnson in motion across the formation. They'll give to West. That was Oxendine sliding in the backfield that time as he got into the backfield, just not able to keep his feet to turn and make a tackle.
Right, yeah. We may just see a whole lot of West now, and then probably got another running back that's in the weight there to probably start to come in as we hit this fourth quarter. I don't know if Trinity will try to put this game, slow it down a little bit, let some of their younger guys get some action or what.
May at that. Looks like McElroy's still in. It looks like Tucker's now behind him, 23, at the tailback position. Boy, those receivers look pretty, though, don't they, Dan? Give inside to Tucker. Great move by Tucker. Hit hard, but not wrapped up, and he bounces off for a couple more. Deep down in North Hardin territory, I think to about the 5-yard line now, where it'll be, I believe, second down and goal after the 4-yard gain.
Yeah, it should be second and goal.
Second and goal. I don't know why they haven't dropped the the markers up about the 22-yard line, but they haven't dropped him yet. But second down and goal now from about the 5, maybe just inside the 5. And 9:49 and counting as the clock runs. Give to Tucker, 2 guys off the edge. That time is Vesey Lilo there in a hurry along with Michael Lunds. And they'll tackle Tucker in the backfield. It may have gotten to the line of scrimmage, but nothing there for Tucker on that play.
Yeah, and that's really the first time we've seen, a hit in the backfield like this for a loss. And now the Trojans are starting to bring a little more pressure. Probably saw that a little earlier. That might help them out a little bit now.
So, yeah, 1-yard loss back to the 6-yard line. Third and goal now, 9:08 and counting. Deep back. I believe that's Tucker again. Fake. They're going to throw back the other way. That's the tight end again. Rakulia with another reception. This one for a touchdown, 6-yard touchdown. Thrown again by the quarterback, Nathan McElroy, number 15. And that'll make it 53-7, Trinity Shamrocks.
Yeah, he's just coming off the line untouched. I mean, he's able to get open every single time. Nobody is slowing him down. Nobody's covering him. It's amazing.
So Mata on to attempt the point after here. Kick is up and good, and so with 8:55 remaining, the Shamrocks 54, the Trojans 7, and we would like to thank our sponsors. This is Hardin County Education and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming is sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all of your telecommunications needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results, with locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, Brandenburg, Bardstown, and Louisville, online at physicaltherapyky.com. Ryan Harris of RE/MAX Premier Properties. For all your real estate needs, contact Ryan at 270-723-4626, and he'll get the job done. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere where wireless works. Visit us at bluegrasscellular.com. E-Town Exterminating, 737-6900, online at mugabug.com. West Point Bank has five offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point. Or find us online at westpointbank.com. Let us help make life simpler. West Point Bank, hometown banking made simple. And something was just dropped from the top of the press box into the press box, and there's.
I thought someone was jumping through.
Yeah, we thought someone was jumping for it. Things are bad out here, but it's never going to get that bad, folks.
Just looking here on Twitter, and it looks like they have a running clock at Mail and Tate's Creek as well, 48-12. The Bulldogs up.
So the two teams that we would have expected to see in the championship, Lavelle Wright, had one man to beat and was brought down at the 33-yard line. Lavelle Wright, a good return, breaking a few tackles and getting close to the 35.
Yeah, I would love to have seen him break that one and get to the end zone, put some points on the board for the Trojans, just to kind of help this game.
So 1st and 10 for the Trojans here. The clock moving at 8:25. Faking a screen to one side. They're going to take a deep shot to Josh Moore. He's there. Makes the catch out of bounds. They're going to say incomplete. Came up with the football, but was not in bounds. Just out of bounds on the catch. So good throw. They tried to fake a screen and take the deep shot to Josh Moore. He had a step and was it was a good throw, and they had an opportunity and just could not keep in bounds.
Yeah, it looked like that. I thought from this angle that he might have stayed in, but it's hard to even see where the line is at this point with the field and that tarp that's down there.
Especially right along where all the players are standing and walking. It's pretty messy down there. Two receivers to each side. 2nd and 10, high snap, but handled this time. Looking down the field again, taking a deep shot. Harris there this time behind the defense. just not able to throw it that far down the field in the conditions. So good read, good route, nothing doing.
Yeah, a couple of clean jerseys out there for the Shamrocks on defense. It looks like that they are probably starting to get a couple of fresh bodies out there now. They've got a couple of guys to choose from on their sideline. So
54-7 and running clock. You'd expect they'd have a few guys out there that you don't see, but number 24 is one of their starting corners down here on the bottom. That's Jaden Rhodes.
Well, he's just a sophomore, so, you know, that's
Coleman going to take another shot. He's got Josh Moore open this time. Moore makes the catch, not able to keep his feet, but a deep reception inside the 20 down to about the 17-yard line. So they're taking some shots and they're getting some openings. Moore is going to come off the side. I think he fell on the football when he caught it, and he is in a lot of pain over here, holding his stomach.
Yeah, I don't know if he knocked the wind out of him or if it's something else. Yeah, it must probably been the wind. What a great catch.
I think it knocked the wind out of him there. He struggling there just to get his breath on the sideline. He's walking just fine, but he's needing some help because that ball took the wind right out of him. 1st and 10 inside the 20 there for the Trojans. Big play to Josh Moore, and again, they're throwing it deep now, and there have been a couple of pretty good throws by Logan Coleman. One a little short, bad snap at the knees, and I don't know if Coleman got it. That may be another.
That's another ball. It got shot out here. I see that one of the Trojans jumped on it back here. But he's flying in there to get it, and it's almost looking like some helmet-to-helmet contact in there.
That ball could have been caught. It hit him in the shin, basically. So that's a low snap. But Coleman, oh, well, Logan's in some pain. He obviously took a shot somehow as he's going for the fumble. So loss of about 5 yards, it looks like. Bring up a 2nd down and about 15. Ball rested about the 22-yard line. Lavelle right on his right. And Coleman's got an issue because he's got mud on his hands diving down to try to get the football. Good luck trying to hold on to it. He's just going to toss that little duck up in the air, and that's going to be intercepted. He had no chance there. Probably should have called a timeout there, but that's number 24, Rhodes, on the interception there. And we mentioned he was still in the ball game. So Josh Moore was one-on-one, and if Logan Coleman could have gotten him the football, that would have been an opportunity for Josh Moore to go up and make a play. But I could see him wiping his hand on his socks before the snap. He going for that fumble. It obviously got mud all over his hands, and there was no way he could get a hold of that football.
And I just saw something there. It looked like Logan Coleman was either walking towards one of the Trinity guys and some talking or something, and his teammate Ian Patry runs across the field as he's going on for defense to get him and tell him to walk back to the sideline. Some good senior leadership there by Ian Patry.
Absolutely. A lot of these young men on this North Hardin team, high-quality people. We've talked to a lot of guys during the year. A friend of mine named Cody Elmore who teaches and coaches at Central Hardin. And Cody had these guys when he was over here teaching in his first year as a teacher. A lot of these kids were in his class, and just high-quality individuals, a lot of them. And Ian Patry, again, you're right, showing good leadership there. Clock continues to run at 3:38 with the running clock. About a 2 or 3 yard gain there on the play.
Yeah, and I think looks to be a lot of clean jerseys out here for the Shamrocks on offense, and this could now be their second team offense getting a chance. And that's another thing with a lot of these teams. When you do get an opportunity to build a lead on another team, then you're able to get those second guys in. And so when those guys do get their chance to be starters, they've already got some experience under their belt.
I believe might be 18 Seth Jutts in at quarterback. Trying to see, definitely someone with a clean jersey. Give around the outside, and the Trojans are going to continue to make stops on this second group, it looks like, with the clock running at 2:46. So, Dan, as the clock winds down on the season and we bring this to a close, any final thoughts on the Trojans and their special season they've had this year?
Yeah, I mean, again, what a great season. They've done something here in this area that hasn't been done since the mid-'90s. So it's very special for the North Hardin Trojans to do that. I know, as I'm an alumnus as well as yourself, and I've been able to come out here. I saw a lot of former players that have come back to watch this team, and obviously the timing of the year is perfect as people are home. But it's just great to get them back into that area where they were, especially back when we played here. So it's just good for this program, and Coach Thompson is continuing to build something here. So I just look forward to seeing what they can continue to build for the future.
So clock continues to run. Total agreement, Dan. Very excited for what they did, what they can do. They've got several of their key starters returning. Obviously, they're losing a lot of key ingredients. It's going to be a whole new look next year for these Trojans. But as you said, they're developing young talent. Ought to be an interesting look for the Trojans next year. It'll certainly be a competitive team. But 13-1 for these Trojans, a state semifinal berth. Just a special season. Want to give congratulations to Coach Thompson, all the coaches, the players, their parents, anybody out there who's a North Hardin Trojan fan who has enjoyed watching this football team. You just don't get this every year, and so it's really special to enjoy such a high-quality team and see what they've done here. So the clock is running at 55 seconds. And we want to thank all of our viewers, people. We did this last week, but people who are out there watching, thank you. We'll wrap up this season by thanking our sponsors. This is an HCEC-TV student production, division of Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, Ryan Harris of RE/MAX Premier Properties, Bluegrass Cellular, E-Town Exterminating, and West Point Bank. I want to thank all the students who've worked in the cold and rain, the people in the truck who are producing this program so that you can enjoy that. I want to thank Jeff Knoll, my broadcast partner, Dan Robbins here, who's broadcasted with me a lot this year. So we're very thankful for all we've had. Hopefully you guys will continue to watch HCEC-TV, all the great student programming from student academic programs to all the live interviews that are offered. And myself, Bobby Thompson, Chris Corder will be calling basketball action this wintertime as we move into basketball season. I know a lot of people are excited about that. I would have loved to have seen football season extend another week. But we've had a great football season with a lot of great football games. And, Dan, anything else to add here at the end of the season?
No, I mean, these Trojans need to keep their heads held high, especially these seniors on their way out. What a phenomenal season, to leave their mark on this program. 13-1 is a special thing to have, and to make it this far to the semi-state is also a great achievement. So hats off to these seniors and to this program. So nothing to be ashamed of.
So as far as Hardin County Schools and Hardin County TV is concerned, this football season is a wrap. I'm sure the Shamrocks and the Bulldogs have something more to say, but football season is a wrap for us. It's been a great season. Thanks to all of you viewers, and we'll see you soon. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
This has been a Hardin County Educational Community Television production. Live local sports are on Brandenburg Channel 1, and all rebroadcasts are on Brandenburg and Comcast Channel 2, Spectrum Communications Channel 184, and on our YouTube site. Also check out our live sporting events on nfhs.com or visit us at hardin.k12.ky.us. Hardin County Educational Community Television, located in Hardin County, Kentucky, a division of Hardin County Schools, airing on Brandenburg, Comcast, Spectrum, and also airing online.
Providing live coverage of local high school sports.
Covering community and school events, while teaching students along the way.
HCEC-TV,
the area's leading educational and government access channel, training the next generation of media arts students.
Control your home even when you're not there with Brandenburg Telecom's home automation service. Turn lights on and off, lock and unlock doors, and change settings on your thermostat using your smartphone or tablet. Stop worrying whether or not you remember to close the garage door, and save money by programming your thermostat to reduce energy used when you're not home. Call Brandenburg Telecom for a free quote and enjoy the convenience of having home automation, phone, TV, and internet service, all from one local company.
All right, son, you ready to open your first savings account?
Yes, I am.
West Point Bank has been growing with our customers for over 30 years. We know what it takes to support them in every stage of their life. You need a bank that you know and trust to help you reach your goals and make your dreams come true. West Point Bank, hometown banking made simple.
If pain is keeping you from doing the things you love, it's time to visit Physical Therapy Associates. We offer a variety of treatment options, including dry needling, A-stem, tractions, and many other options to relieve pain. Many of our patients are able to avoid surgery and costly pain medication through our treatments. If you haven't tried these options, what are you waiting for? With 6 locations across Central Kentucky, pain relief is only a phone call away. Give Physical Therapy Associates a chance to get you out of pain. Physical Therapy Associates, friends helping friends.
Hey everyone, Ryan here. I just wanted to announce some exciting news that I'm officially a licensed realtor. I've been a part of a championship-winning basketball team, a conference-winning Bellarmine golf team, and now I'm part of an award-winning real estate team, JT Pitts & Associates at RE/MAX Premier Properties. If you have any real estate questions, real estate needs, or just want to reach out, please don't hesitate to call or send me a message. My number is right below. I'm ready to bring that winning mentality to the real estate industry so I can give my clients the service they deserve. Thanks.
Bluegrass Cellular's faster data speeds and more complete coverage keep you connected to your community, no matter where life takes you. Whether you're exploring your own backyard or forging new paths across the country. Talk better, text better, play better, and share better. Here, there, and everywhere. Bluegrass Cellular, your community expanded.
E-Town Exterminating, a locally owned, family-run pest control company, has been serving Hardin County and the surrounding area since 1976. E-Town Exterminating provides pest control for residential and commercial properties. E-Town Exterminating on Ring Road in Elizabethtown. Phone 737-6900.
E-Town Exterminating. What the buzz is all about.
For additional information on HCEC-TV programming, call 270-769-8855 or email Gina Ryan at hardin.kyschools.us. On behalf of HCEC-TV, we would like to thank all of our live coverage sponsors.